In our first tutorial, we learned how to customize the size of the screen in PowerPoint to make infographics and posters. And in this tutorial, we will learn how to use basic shapes. So I have my screen. I usually like to have two frames or slides, one as a workspace and then one as my poster or infographic. So I'm going to use this top one as my workspace, and I'm going to go along the top navigation bar, find shapes. When you click on that arrow, it brings a pull-down menu where you can see some recently used shapes. So those are shapes that I've used in the past. You'll see some lines, you'll see some rectangles, you'll see some basic shapes, and you'll see some block arrows. So I'm going to choose just, first of all, a rectangle, basic rectangle, and when I click and drag that out, it makes a rectangle or a square. If I want to make sure that that square is a perfect square or a perfect shape that looks like the one that is in the pull-down menu, I'm going to hold my Shift key down, click on the space, drag that out to the size that I want it to be, and then let go. And then that is a perfect square. Same thing with a circle. I click on the oval or the circle shape. I can drag that out. If I hold my Shift key down while I drag that out, again, start in one corner, hold the Shift key down, and drag that out, it will be a perfect circle. If I choose a triangle and I want it to look exactly like that triangle, I'm going to hold the Shift key down and drag that out. Now, on each one of these shapes, when you click on them, select them, you will see some little squares or handles. Each one of these handles makes it so that you can drag this out, change the size and shape of these shapes. If I hold down my Shift key while I drag this, it will drag it in proportion. So as I drag that handle, that shape will stay in proportion. The handle, which is usually in the middle, that has this little circular arrow, is the handle that can help you to move these shapes around and position them the way you want. Again, if I hold my Shift key down while I'm using the rotation or handle, I can drag that to specific degrees. It kind of stops right where I want it to be. So if I wanted to turn that 250 degrees, I can do that. If I, again, hold my Shift key down, I want to turn that 90 degrees, that's easy to do as well. You can also do rotation with the shapes by coming up here to Arrange. You can go to Rotate, and then you have some choices like rotate 90 degrees or flip vertical and flip horizontally. Some of the shapes have a yellow handle. That yellow handle makes it so that you can drag that shape and change its proportion. Now the circle tool and the square or rectangular tool do not have the yellow handle. But other shapes, like for example the star shape, does have a yellow handle. And when you find that yellow handle, you can kind of do some weird things to that star. I kind of like this one. It has two yellow handles, and you can drag those handles around and change this to make different kinds of graphs. So that's the basic information about using shapes in PowerPoint.